Shadowhunters, Blood Ties.
Chapter 6. Shock and Awe. Luke Greymark and Jocelyn have been spending the last few years running and teaching the Shadowhunter Academy on Luke's farm. However, today they were back in New York and on the steps of the Institute. Luke, is this a good time? I mean, maybe we should come back after the academy year is over, Jocelyn says. Luke smiles and kisses her forehead. Jocelyn smiles and opens the door. Slowly, they walk into the empty grand hallway. Where is everyone? Jocelyn asks. There is a small scream, and a young lady comes flying off the stairs, a scalpel in each hand. Luke grabs the girl by the collar before she's able to attack Jocelyn. Hello, Ruthie, Luke says, with a goofy smile. Mr. Greymark, Ruthie says, looking at him. Why did you just attack us? Jocelyn asked sternly. Ruthie bowed her head. I thought we were under attack again, she replied. Again? Luke asked, right as Simon and Izzy come down the stairs. Luke! Mrs. J! What are you guys doing here? Simon asks. Ruthie, how many times do I have to tell you no demon or downworlder can open the doors? Izzy shouts. Yes, Miss Lightwood Lovelace, Ruthie says, looking at her feet. 10 laps in the training room now, Izzy snaps. Ruthie winces and takes off running.
Insignificant humans, my name is Golda, servant of the great and powerful Empress, Rita Repulsa. She has commanded me to tell you to go listen to the adaptation of Boom Comics' Power Rangers on Nerds Throw Comics. Now, do as she commands, or be destroyed.
What is going on here? Jocelyn asks in her mom voice. Simon snaps his head to look at her with a look of a kid in trouble. There's a new warlock that's coming after Magnus, and she seems to be trying to kill all of us, Izzy says nonchalant. So it's just a normal Tuesday, Simon says. Take me to my daughter right now, Jocelyn barks. Simon and Izzy exchange looks and start off for the office of the head of the Institute. As they walk, Simon and Izzy hold hands and giggle to each other. Luke holds one hand on Jocelyn's back and the other was in her hand. Once they make it to the office, Simon knocks on the door and they all hear a "Come in" from Clary. Simon slowly opens the door and pops his head in. You two are decent, right? Simon sarcastically asks. Jace and Clary shoot him a dirty look. What, we don't know if you all wanted some crazy sexy time with an office fantasy? Simon adds. Izzy kicks him in the leg and he yelps in pain and opens the door all the way. As soon as he did, and Clary spotted her mom and Luke, she was out of behind her desk and pushing past Simon to hug her mom. Jace walks over and shakes Luke's hand. Hey, what brings you guys here? Jace asks. Nice to see you too, Jace, Luke replies. I didn't mean it like that, Jace apologizes. Luke chuckles and slaps Jace on the back. A hit like that would send any normal man flying to the floor, but thanks to the fact that Jace had on his equilibrium rune and strength rune. What's going on here? Ruthie said you've been under attack, Jocelyn asks, giving Clary and Jace a mother wants answers look. Simon and Izzy start to walk away. Not so fast, Lovelaces, she barks. Simon goes still and Izzy took off running. Sorry, babe, but I need to go train the young ones, Izzy says, not even looking back. Jocelyn folded her hands over her chest and looked at the three of them. Simon looked down at the ground, and Jace seemed to find something very interesting on the wall. Clary sighed and looks right at her mom and Luke. We have a new warlock on our hands, and she's trying to kill all of us, and unlock the gates of hell, Clary explained. Luke lets out a huge gasp and looks shocked. This got Jace and Simon to look at them. Luke, does this mean something to you? Clary asks. There are 9 gates to hell. They are the only thing holding Lucifer in his cage, Luke explained. You're not talking about the 9 circles, Simon asks. That I am. Limbo, lust, gluttony, greed, anger, heresy, violence, fraud, treachery, Luke added. Okay, raised mundane. What are you two talking about? Clary asks, holding up her hand. They're talking about Dante's Inferno, hun, Jocelyn and Jace say in unison. Clary gives them both a funny look. It's in the library here, Jace added. We should get all the others and meet in the library, Clary instructed. Simon nodded and took off running.
Hello there, listener. Are you a nerd or a geek? Well, I've got a podcast for you. Introducing Neek Talk, the podcast where all things nerdy and geeky take center stage. Dive into epic discussions on comics, gaming, movies, and more. Join us for a nerdtastic journey. Neek Talk, where your neek is at home.
A few minutes later, the whole institute is in the library, including Magnus and Alec. Luke walks over to a huge round table that everyone was sitting at. He lays a very old book on the table. In red were the words Dante's Inferno. So, what can you guys tell me about the 9 circles of hell? Luke asks, a grand smile on his face. Each level is a sin, and the devil is trapped in the final circle, Xander answers. That is right, Luke nods. Always the teacher, Jocelyn says with a warm and loving smile. So Sinra is going to go all the way through hell to let out Lucifer, Clary asks. Not exactly. As you all know, all the stories are true. But here's the difference. The circles are really sealed gateways here on the earthly plane, Luke explains. Okay, where are they? Izzy asks. Good question. The locations have been lost to time, Luke replies. That doesn't bode well, Magnus chimes in. Hold on, I remember reading something about 9 circles in the book that came when I became consul, Alec interjects. Now would be a great time to remember that, bro, Jace snickers. I'm trying, Alec snapped. Jace held his hands up in surrender. The room goes quiet for a few seconds. Alec's eyes light up. The gates to the enemy are split into 2 grand locks. 5 gates guarded by places of pure energy. The last 4 are the cardinal points, he says. 5 gates of pure energy, huh? And the 4 are the cardinal points, Simon repeats. What are they? Mikhail asks, looking very bored. I don't know about the pure energy ones, but the 4 cardinal points are north, south, east, and west, Ruthie conveys. Well, now we have a starting point. Thank you so much, Luke, Alec expresses. Yeah, we are lucky you two decided to visit, Simon added. Oh, yeah, we had something to tell you ourselves, Luke stated, looking at Jocelyn. She smiled and nodded, going over to stand next to her husband. We are expecting, Jocelyn reveals, glowing. Expecting what? Mikhail asks, looking lost. Ruthie hits him in the back of the head. Hey, I felt that, Angelique shouts. They're having a baby. OMG, I'm going to be a big sister, Clary responds and runs over, hugging her mom and Luke. Everyone gives their congratulations to Luke and Jocelyn. Simon was the last one to walk up to them. Well, I'm in just shock and awe, he says, laughing and hugging the two.
What you have just listened to is a product created by the Three Ranger Bros Studio.
Hosted by 3 cosplaying fathers who
happen to be massive geeks of all sorts of fandoms.
They are Mark, the Red Cornish Ranger,
Cosplay Dude 637,
and Tai Tiger.
The studio covers different types of YouTube videos, TikToks, podcasts, and live streams.
If you wish to find out who cosplays who, the YouTube channel, the TikTok accounts, and the podcasts, and all of the other social media platforms,
please go to the 3rangerbrostudios.com.